this presentation, you will learn about research design. Research design refers to the overall strategy that you choose to integrate the different components of the study in a coherent and logical way, thereby ensuring you will effectively address the research problem. It constitutes the blueprint for the collection, measurement, and analysis of data. Creating a research design is a vital step in taking your research forward in a systematic way. It links the earlier stages of the research, that is, identifying the research problem, formulating the research question, framing your aims and objectives, and strategizes a way to synchronize the various components and collect the data so as to provide a plausible outcome to the research. Hence, it aims to ensure that the evidence obtained enables us to answer the initial questions as unambiguously as possible. The research design works as a bridge between the proposal and the actual research process. The research design must be well thought out and should explain and justify a number of elements such as type of research design which is being utilized, role of the researcher, methods used to execute the various areas of the research like sampling, data collection, and data analysis. When developing a research design, the researcher must keep a number of things in mind. What are the methods which will be used, and why are they the best option for this research? Will the methods used provide the kind of data that is required to answer the research question? Will it help address the aims and objectives of the study? Is the method being used feasible and ethical? What are the possible limitations which could arise from using that particular method? How can these be tackled? What devices will be used for data collection and data analysis? Are they practical and available? Can the data collected through this method be deemed as reliable and valid? Can this research be replicated? According to DeVos, a good research design must hold internal and external validity. An internally valid research design must achieve the conclusions it has aimed for. External validity implies that the research may be generalized across social setting. Depending on the broader aim of the research and what the research question looks to answer, research designs may be categorized into two broad categories. Descriptive research. Such a research aims to describe or answer the research question. It is mainly concerned with what a particular problem is. Explanatory research attempts to answer why a particular social problem exists. Understanding the purpose of your research will enable you to develop a research design easily. It is worth noting that descriptive and explanatory researches are not entirely detached from one another, and many researchers often attempt both to describe and explain a particular research problem. Cross-sectional design. This is a type of research design in which data is collected from many individuals at a single time. A cross-sectional research attempts to observe one or more variables influencing a social phenomenon at a single point of time without influencing them. Once a form of data is collected, then it is used to find patterns of association. Comparative research design. This design involves studying two contrasting cases using more or less identical methods. These cases are then compared logically and in doing so attempt to better understand the social phenomenon and variables involved. A case study conducts a detailed and intensive analysis of a single case. The case in question must be relevant or crucial in a particular way due to its nature or complexity. A case could be an individual, an institute, a community. Hence, there is no fixed size to the case in question. Bordens and Abbott, in Research Design and Methods, a Process Approach, mention several other research designs. They have classified these as non-experimental research designs. These designs are purely observational in the sense that they are correlational and do not in any way manipulate the independent variables. Data is collected primarily through the trained researcher's observations of the subject's behavior. The non-experimental research designs are naturalistic design. This involves the collection of data by observing your subjects in their natural environment. Care must be taken to ensure that the observations are made in a non-obtrusive way, since it may affect the quality of the data being collected. Ethnography. In an ethnographic design, the researcher stays for a prolonged period of time with the community or social group that is being studied. They immerse themselves with the social setting in order to observe and understand the subjects being studied in a more thorough manner. Sociometry. It is a quantitative method for identifying and measuring social relationships within a group. In a sociometric study, the research participants evaluate each other along some dimension, and this data is quantified to better understand social relations between the subjects being studied. Archival research. This is a strategy that involves analyzing and collecting data from existing archived records. These records could be historical accounts of events, census data, court records, police crime reports, published research articles, medical records, social media information, or any other archived information. However, a number of things must be kept in mind before using this design. The archived records could hold an expansive collection of data. The researcher must have specific research questions in mind, or they may find themselves lost in the massive amount of information. Secondly, archival records are often not easily accessible. Hence, the researcher must consider whether the project is feasible or not. Content analysis. This research design is used when the researcher wishes to analyze a written or spoken record for the occurrence of specific categories or events, such as pauses in a speech, items such as negative comments, or behavior such as factual information offered during group discussion. I hope you now have a better understanding of research design. Thank you for watching the presentation.